Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris,
And I'm Tom.
and we're the co-founders of Undergrads.com. It's a well-known fact that moving just sucks. Every one of you in the audience today has moved at some point in your life, and I'm willing to bet that you can think of a minimum one experience that was just a nightmare. The problem with moving is that you get these unprofessional, shady, and just in general types of people that you wouldn't want in your house coming out to move your things. And then when you pair that with the excessive prices these companies charge, it's just an overall bad experience. But you're not alone in this. 10% of the population moves every single year and faces these exact same challenges.
Welcome to Undergrads, the high-tech alternative to traditional moving. The Undergrads platform utilizes the 5,300 U.S. colleges in the United States to make moving more reliable, affordable, and enjoyable. This is done through three ways. We use clean-cut, reliable student contractors from local universities to give our customers someone they can trust and rely on in their homes. And we deliver our moving service 40% cheaper than traditional moving companies by eliminating trucks entirely from the equation and allowing our customers to rent and drive their own trucks through U-Haul or Penske. And this is all made possible through our proprietary platform that allows our customers to get connected with students in the area and keep our business asset light. Rather than having someone come out to their homes to give them a quote in person, our customers simply get a quote online on our website through our machine learning algorithm and can book in less than 2 minutes. And all this information pushes into our internal iOS app that all of our students are going to be on. These student contractors enter their availability based around their class schedule, can then accept and complete jobs depending on where they are and what they want to do. And then after the job is completed, similar to other gig economy platforms, our customers rate and review each of the movers to maintain quality in each location as we scale.
Now, the 15.3 million households that moved last year make up the $12 billion U.S. moving residential industry. We're targeting the 50% of those individuals that classify themselves as what we call hybrid movers. These individuals don't want to pay for a full service moving company, but also either can't or just don't want to do the entire move themselves. So they use a business model like ours where they rent a truck themselves and then hire labor to do all the heavy lifting. And we're confident that by the end of 2026, we can be in 52 markets across the U.S., servicing $52 million in revenue. And we've proven this works over the last 3 years. We founded Undergrads in 2018 in the small town of Clemson, South Carolina. That first year, we did $120,000 in revenue. Since then, we've expanded into 3 additional markets and are now projecting to finish 2020 at $650,000 in revenue. And the way we make money is simple. We bill each of our customers directly and pay our movers an hourly rate. And to put some numbers behind that, our average order value per customer is $300, and our average cost of labor on a move is $120, giving us gross profit margins of 60%.
And our competitive landscape is extremely fragmented with platforms, marketplaces, and a ton of mom and pop moving companies that are extremely outdated. Now, whether you go with one of the platforms or marketplaces or one of the mom and pop shops, you still do not know who you're going to get step into your home to do that service. Now, our competitive advantage that makes us more affordable and reliable is our technology and our brand. Our technology makes us more affordable by allowing us access to the best quality labor in the area, which is the students. And then we become more reliable through our brand because our customers know the exact type of person that's going to come do that service before they even book. And in the future, we're an extremely appealing acquisition target for anyone who wants access to the hybrid moving market, if they want to get into the smaller moves, or someone who wants access to our technology stack, similar to U-Haul, who wants more control of the entire moving process.
Now, logistics and technology are the backbone of our organization, so we're the perfect team to execute on this. I've got the logistics background, having worked at UPS as a supply chain consultant and later at Corksicle as a project manager.
And I've got the technology background, where I worked as a product manager within Ernst & Young's corporate venturing group out of New York City, where I launched the first cryptocurrency tax SaaS offering of the Big Four.
And on our board of advisors is Dave Jones, as well as Lewis Foreman. And now we're seeking $400,000. Our technology's gotten us this far, but we feel now is the best time to make the improvements needed to get us the next 3 to 5 years. That's why we'll invest $300,000 of the $400,000 into technology, and the remaining $100,000 will be spent to hire resources needed to manage that growth. So thank you all for your time today, and we look forward to answering any questions.
5 seconds to spare. Awesome. Setting the bar. Setting the bar.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Great pitch. And now, Daniel, Rob, whoever wants to get it kicked off.
Rob, if you're okay, I'll start. Hey guys, super job. Just getting it in the 5 minutes is definitely not an easy thing to do. So well rehearsed, well done in getting that. I really like the presentation. As Laura just said, I do think you've set the bar here for today. Couple of quick observations. One, I love that you laid out the problem right around kind of the moving sucks, right, and why it did. I think that's good. I've got 4 kids, and I can't tell you how many times I've moved them over the last decade or helped them move, right? So I'm very familiar with the problem. In fact, I just moved my youngest daughter just a couple of weeks ago, so know the problem well. You're a couple of real positives, right? One, the market overview that you gave, I think that was good, right? You were kind of addressing what was the addressable market. You ran through and said you wanted to get into 52 markets, right? And I think you were going quickly at this point, so I think it was 52 markets and 52 million in revenue, right? Which implied if I can't do math really well, but I can divide 52 into 52, so that's $1 million per market. And one of the things that I would have loved to see you spend a little more time of how do you hit that $1 million in each market, right? And again, I think you had a pretty nice progression of revenue from your current locations, but that's, you know, from an investor perspective, one of my big questions is, okay, it's nice that you're saying it's $1 million a market. What do you get there? How much of the market penetration are you getting to get there, et cetera? I'd love to have seen just a little bit more detail on that. I'm a huge fan, by the way, of your competitive landscape. So, and I can tell one of you had done some of the Big Four consulting things. So I could tell you're very familiar with the Magic Quadrant, and I love that you were in the upper right of that Magic Quadrant. It was nice to see that, and very good and descriptive for a potential investor. Like the part on the team, and actually listing your advisors on there as well, both of whom I know very well, by the way. So congrats on getting them lined up to do that. That was very good. And I like the very clear-cut ask, right? We've got $400,000 that you're looking to raise, and you had a very good description of use of funds, which a lot of folks don't do. So really, really nice job. And I'm going to stop there, hand it over to Rob, and I'll come back maybe with some additional questions for you.
Great. Thanks, Daniel. Guys, first of all, nice job on the presentation. I think you don't see many presentations where you go back and forth between the two founders. I think it worked really well for you all. I think you guys play off of each other nicely. So first of all, I did a little research last night. I really like your website. Then I went on to Facebook and I got the Facebook ad. So I think you're doing the digital marketing correctly. You know, and the screenshots that you showed of your technology, it's a real clean user interface. I'm a technology guy, so certainly appreciate that. Challenge that I think you have is that there's a lot of competitors in the market, and it's a very fragmented market. If you just do a search on Aller, you'll get a long list of competitors. Personally, I see these college hunts signs all over my neighborhood and other neighborhoods I visit. I personally used bellhops a couple years ago for a move. So a couple of questions I have for you is I didn't really get a clear-cut understanding as to, I know you showed the quadrant, but how you're different than those platforms. So I'd like to understand a little bit more about that. The other thing is that this is all about digital marketing. It's a B2C platform and getting the word out. As I said, you know, the Facebook ad is following me around, so I think that's a good thing. But that's the other question I have for you is how are you getting your name out there so that when people think I need to move, they're not thinking of college hunks because they just saw the sign in the neighborhood. They're going to think undergrads and contact you guys. You know, so how do you become top of mind, and how are you going to continue that as you expand to different markets? So I'll pause there and let you answer those questions.
So to answer the first one about bellhops, that was sort of our thought from the beginning, is there's going to be just hundreds, thousands of these companies out there doing the same thing, and in some way you have to differentiate yourself. If we launched Bellhops 2.0 and it was just another technology-driven moving service, well, we would be the same. So that's why we went with the Undergrads brand. So, it takes a while to build it up, but then once you are that brand, it creates something that anyone who thinks, okay, I'm moving, well, I've heard of Undergrads. They're the company that uses students. My sons or daughters are in school. I want to support them, and I know they're going to do a good job. So really, our differentiator is going to be built around the brand of undergraduate students. And then to answer the second question about how you acquire customers, yeah, it's all digital advertising as well as SEO. Moving is one of those things that people are going to make the decision to move and make the purchase within the next 2 weeks, typically 7 days. So by ranking highly on SEO, locally specific, that's how when these people search for movers, they find you. And then secondly is just using digital advertising to retarget these individuals once they start that process, knowing that you've got about 2 weeks to get them to make the purchase.
Gotcha. And are you doing all of your digital marketing in-house, or are you outsourcing that?
We outsource our Google and our Facebook ads.
Okay.
As well as our
Is there a franchise model in the future?
We thought about franchising, but decided to go the technology route and keep it in-house simply because of quality. We've seen a lot of companies go the franchise route and lose quality immediately, especially in the service industry. And as soon as you start to drop quality in the service industry, you're over. It's done.
Right. So that leads me to my last question. I'll let Daniel chime in. Is the quality? So, you showed the creepy guy on the first slide there, but how do you make sure your undergrads aren't creepy guys also? Do you go through do you have a screening methodology that you go through?
Yeah, right now we let the universities vet them in the first place. So if you're a university student, you're pretty high caliber. And then from there, once they apply, they submit a video that basically gets them started in the application process. We review the videos and then bring them on the platform accordingly. We have a phone call, initial phone screening with them. And then if they check all the boxes, they then pass basically a 20-question quiz to make sure that they understand how the moving industry works, what they're going to be doing. And then once they get 100% on that quiz, they then get brought onto the platform. So it's about as good as it can get as far as screening that people coming on gets.
And do you pay them immediately when the job is complete?
Right now it's a rolling 7 days, so we pay out every Sunday.
Yeah, think about doing that, because as a college undergrad, you need your beer money for that evening. So, and I know there's some platforms out there that facilitate that. Anyway, I'll be quiet here. Daniel, I'm sure you have additional questions.
I do several. So I want to dig a little further on the screening question, right? So do you guys do background checks at all then on the people that apply, or not?
We do not right now, but that's something we want to do in the next phase.
Okay, fair enough. And then I was trying to get the I think if I remember the slides correctly, you're getting $300 average revenue, and then I think your cost that you cited there was 120.
That's correct.
So does that cost include all of the customer acquisition costs, or is that just the cost to fulfill? Help me understand what that includes.
That's just simply cost of labor. Our customer acquisition cost right now is $27. Okay.
So all in, then if you did the kind of the gross margin, then on top, you looks like you're pretty close to 50%.
That's right.
Okay. And then I wanted to, if you look at this process of moving, right? So you've still got the way your model works. The mover themselves, the customer has to get the truck and do all the rental truck information. And I know you said down the road you were looking at, do you partner? Because again, right now, if you walked into a U-Haul, are they already partnered with somebody that's saying, hey, I've got labor that I can help you fulfill?
They don't partner with any individual. They've got their own platform that they've built that basically offers different companies as moving labor, sort of like a Craigslist, but for moving.
Okay. And then how would you, do you see yourself kind of trying to figure out how to get, I mean, it's just easier there, right? You're going to rent the truck. Is that become, how do you become the first place to stop as opposed to the sort of one shopping experience when you're renting the truck and can kind of get all the moving stuff lined up?
So we would just do it reverse. So they would rent the movers, and then after they rent the movers through us, we could then facilitate the a U-Haul or truck rental through an iframe, where they would just check out the truck themselves on our website.
And is there potential revenue to be had there from a referral?
Yep, U-Haul and Penske both have referral programs. We just haven't been able to set them up yet.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, very good. Very good presentation. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and congrats on your success so far.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Great pitch, Undergrads team.